So let's talk about what this means, and especially with your perspective as a former governor, what this is going to mean to state economies, to businesses everywhere.
It's fantastic news. I can tell you as a former governor, it's great to have leadership in the White House. It's great to know that help is here. The ARP is going to help our kids get back to school safely. It's going to allow Americans to be vaccinated, which will allow our economy to get back on path. It's direct relief into the pockets and checkbooks of tens of thousands of American families and small businesses. So it is huge news. And the president has shown extraordinary leadership in his first few weeks in office. And this is fantastic news for the economy and really for Americans who are struggling. I can also tell you, as a governor, former governor, the average American is really struggling. Even those that have jobs are struggling due to COVID, teaching their kids at home. The bills are going up. So this is fantastic, and it'll be the shot in the arm that Americans need and deserve.
Secretary, I do feel like things have gotten much, much better as case counts have come down, as these vaccines have been rolling out, as states that had shut down are able to reopen. Where do you think we're going to be, let's say, a month or two from now? Should schools be open at this point? We heard that already this morning from former FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb.
Yes. You know, we know that children struggle and suffer when they are at home, and it is vital that they get back to school if they're not back to school. Having said that, it has to be done safely, which is why the money in the ARP for schools is essential. But yes, that is so important. And the kids have been out for a long time. And any parent will tell you that their kids are having a hard time being at home. By the way, the parents are struggling as well. So it's time, and that's, you know, a key part of this bill.
You know, Secretary Raimondo, I know growing up you had your own experience with your family dealing with layoff, and I guess that's helped kind of shape your views on what we need right now. In terms of getting people back to work, what are the most important steps?
We have to make sure that the American companies and American workers can compete. As you said, my dad made a good middle-class living in a factory until all the jobs went to China, and that was really tough on my family. So certainly as Commerce Secretary, I'm going to look to be as tough as we need to be on China. I'm going to look to make investments in American workers and job training so they can get jobs in the, you know, advanced industries. And, you know, we have to rebuild this economy. I know an early focus of mine will also be travel and tourism. You guys were just talking about that, domestic travel. I think the boldness you see in the president's plan to get everybody vaccinated as quickly as possible will help us to get folks traveling again, staying in hotels. And that is going to be an early focus of mine, to really lean into that industry, which has been devastated. And many Americans in that industry, you know, deserve a chance to get back to work. So it's just, nobody can outcompete America if the playing field is level and if Americans have the skills they need to compete. And I'm you know, excited to help American businesses and workers compete.
We have spent trillions of dollars now trying to fight COVID and then putting this plan forward, some of which is COVID relief, some of which is other things that are in there. And I don't know if you just heard, we had Kevin Brady on with us, the minority leader of the House Ways and Means Committee. He raised concerns about how much spending is anticipated to come in additional packages that are going to be coming down the line on top of what we've already committed. His point is he thinks that we'll be seeing some serious tax increases in the next package, and he worries about what that will mean for American businesses' ability to compete on a global scale. What do you say to that?
You know, right now, due to COVID, more than 400,000 small businesses have been closed. You drive down any main street in any town in America, you'll see restaurants have been closed, small businesses out of business, 10 million Americans still out of work. The crisis is now, and the ARP responds to that crisis now. And look, poll after poll shows the American people are for this. again, go out and talk to people. Talk to the average mom and dad who are absolutely struggling to pay the bills, worried about their health care. So what we have to do is respond to that struggle, respond to that crisis, reopen these businesses, get Americans back to work, retrain people who have lost their jobs in COVID and need new skills in order to get jobs in our changing economy. That's what we need to focus on. And quite honestly, that's what I'm worried about. That's what I stayed awake at night worrying about as a governor, and that's what I'm going to be focused on as Commerce Secretary.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.